Hello, hi, and welcome to Meaningful Mondays with me, Rashmi Shetty, a space where I share my life lessons. Lionel Hampton's quote, which says that gratitude is when memory is stored in the heart and not in the mind, sums up the attitude of gratitude very beautifully. Why is it that people who are grateful are always very happy and operate from abundance? There were a lot of instances in my life where I understood why it is important to be grateful, and there were many reasons that I had to be grateful for. One of them was when my younger son was around 6 years old. Normally, I walk him to school. We were just staying on the parallel road. And since my sister had come down for a vacation, she said she would walk him, and my older one decided to take the cycle. So she was walking him and her son, and they were on the road when suddenly, at the point where normally my I cross the road, my son just darted across the road. Now, my sister didn't expect him to do that, so she called him back. She shouted and she said, "What are you doing?" And he came running back. And it was just a matter of few seconds when there was a tempo traveler which was carrying the school children. The road was leading to the school, which suddenly screeched to a halt because my son was caught onto the bumper of that tempo traveler. He was dragged a little, and by the time it stopped, it was right in the nick of time. I wasn't there, but when my sister explained the scene, it was something where I only looked up and thanked God. A person we did not know who lived on the street immediately came out. He was having his walk there inside his driveway. He just came out, lifted the child, told my sister, "Don't worry." Uh, she was not carrying her mobile. He sent his servant to get an auto, then got the tempo driver to get off and put all three in an auto and said, "Take them to the nearest hospital." My sister called me from the driver's mobile once they reached the hospital, and she said, "Can you come to this particular hospital?" And I said, "Why?" So she said, "No, you come, I'll tell you." And I was very scared. And at that point, I got a phone on the landline. It was my son's class teacher who said that, "How is Dhruv? Heard he met with an accident." I said, "Ma'am, I have no clue. I'm going to see him in the hospital. I'll let you know once I'm back." And once I went to the hospital, I reached faster. They came a bit late. And the moment my son saw me, he came running to me, hugged me, and he said, "Amma, I'm really sorry." And I saw that he was fully bruised. His entire right hand, face, shoulder, and his leg. And his uniform had kind of burnt with the pulling. And that's when my sister described the whole thing. And the van driver was very apologetic. But who do you blame in this? Because my son was wrong for suddenly darting back to the side of the road. And it was not completely the van driver's fault. The road was freshly laid tar, and it had rained the previous night. So, in a way, what he had in his hand, in his entire forearm, are those small little stones that come along with the tar. What could have been something really major? When the doctors checked him up and checked to find out if everything is fine, they did all the possible tests and he was completely okay and conscious. What could have been a major accident turned out to be something which was one more reason for me to be grateful. So sometimes life has this beautiful way of sending people you don't even know to help you get out of difficult situation. That neighbor of mine, later we went and we met him because he was living the parallel street. There was no way we would visit him any which way. When we went later and we thanked him for it, and I took my son along, he was like, "This is really sweet of you to have come and visited me, but I'm so happy nothing happened. God is great." And right there, I got my life lesson on gratitude. that it's so important to be grateful, because the pain my son went through for the remaining 1 month, and the the irritation on his skin because it was tender skin, and so many other challenges that he faced as far as his physical hurt was concerned, was something that I definitely saw, and he never complained. But this little thought process, that what could have been ended up being something way smaller, filled me and our entire family with gratitude. Gratitude is a beautiful attitude. And the more we are grateful for all the things that are happening, especially now, it's an attitude that will help you bring and create joy around you. Look for the small things, and nothing like spending time in the place where there's a small little green patch in your house, because I think that is where gratitude very automatically spills out. Have a grateful, purposeful, and meaningful week. Stay safe.